Hello there. I hope you are keeping safe and well wherever you are. You are listening to the message of Sunday with me, Father Musolo Chola CM, a Vincentian priest working in our seminaries. This Sunday we celebrate the Holy Family. It's the Holy Family Sunday, the Holy Family of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Yes, all our families are called to holiness. Yes, we also know that as members of families, we are weak, we are struggling, we are fragile. We live in difficult times and difficult circumstances, but we are still called to holiness. After the example of Joseph, Mary, and Jesus, members of the Holy Family. God does not call us to be perfect. He doesn't. But He calls us to be holy. He calls us to be set apart. He calls us to be saints, because that's what holiness entails. So this Sunday, from our readings, we see the roadmap to holiness. We ask ourselves then, as members of various families, how can we be holy? In our different families that are struggling, that are weak, that have so many issues to deal with, how can we still then be holy? The first reading from the book of Joshua bin Sirach, or Sirach, chapter 3, verse 2 to 6, then verses 12 to 14. It gives us the roadmap on how children can be holy. Let me mention a few ways in which Sirach in the first reading points out how children are expected to be holy. The first one, respect your parents. That's where your holiness will come from. Respect your parents. The second one, help your parents, especially in their old age. Help your parents, especially when they have grown older. Some are struggling with health issues. Some are struggling with vision. Some are struggling with various kinds of issues because of their age. Your holiness as a child will come when you help your aging parents. In fact, the writer of that reading also says, your days will be added. Your days will be added because you respect your parent, number one, but also because you help them in their old age. The third way to be holy as a child, and all of us are children of some parents, of some father and mother. Be gentle and understanding towards your old parents. Be gentle and understanding. Now that your parents have grown a bit older, maybe the understanding takes time, they're a bit fragile, they're a bit, if you like, old-fashioned. We as children of such parents, our roadmap to holiness is to be gentle and understanding towards them. So that's the first roadmap towards holiness for us children. The second reading from the letter of St. Paul to Colossians chapter 3, verse 12 to 21. Now you parents, nyinyi wazazi, St. Paul gives you a roadmap towards your own holiness. Anakupatia mwelekeo ya kuwa watakatifu. Na anasema hivi, first, just be a good person. Be a good parent. Be a good adult. What does that mean? It means maybe the following three things will never be away from you. You'll be very close to the following three things. A good person will always say please. Will always say, use the word please. Please may I do this. Please may I do this. Please may I go there. The second will always say excuse me. Seek permission. And the third one, a good person will always say I'm sorry. So be a good person. Always say please, excuse me, and be sorry. The second way to be holy as parents now, let go of the past hurts. Let go of the past hurts. In other words, forgive whatever may have happened before between yourselves as parents. Don't hold on to grudges. Let go of the past hurts. Forgive the way the Lord has forgiven each one of us who are sinners. And the third way, be filled with love. What's love? St. Thomas Aquinas says love means seeking the good of the other. Always seek the good of the other person. Do not go into this marriage, for example, with self-interest. Always go in for the good of the other person. Be loving. St. Paul also adds, he says to the wives, submit to your husbands. Submission does not mean slavery. No. It means letting each person have their proper position in a family setting. So submit to your husbands. But he also says to the husbands, love your wives as Christ has loved you. How has Christ loved the church? Christ has loved the church in this manner. Willingness to lay down his life for the church. So he gives Israel and the husbands a greater responsibility to be willing to lay down your lives for your family, for your wives, for your children. That's the roadmap to holiness for parents in a family setting. The third reading today, this Sunday for Holy Family Year B, is taken from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 2, verses 22 to 40. And in this Gospel, we see here a roadmap towards holiness for the entire family now. We see the scene of the presentation. Joseph, Mary presents the child Jesus into the temple, and Simeon the prophet is there to receive the child, and he proclaims those wonderful ever new words, "At last, all-powerful Master, my eyes have seen now your salvation. I can now go because I've seen the light of the world, the light of the nations. I've seen the salvation of Israel," as he is holding this child, Jesus Christ. So what do we see there? What's the roadmap to holiness for the entire family here? First, let the families, each family, know the law of the Lord and keep the law of the Lord. Be closer to the decrees of the Lord. Be closer to the temple. Be closer to the church. Be closer to the commandments as a family. Just like this family of Jesus, Mary and Joseph knew the laws of the Lord and they kept the laws of the Lord. The second thing, be grateful. Gratitude is an attitude. Joseph and Mary goes to the temple actually to thank God. They offer turtle doves as offerings because they are grateful parents, grateful for the gifts received. Gratefulness as a family is our roadmap, as families is a roadmap towards holiness. And the third thing, willingness to stick together, especially when the cross comes. Because as families we know, there are moments when the cross will certainly come, moments of difficulties, moments of suffering, moments of pain, moments when there's friction here and there. In those moments, we are expected to stick together. Listen to what Simeon tells Joseph and Mary at the end of his prophecy. He says, "This child will be the cause of the rising and the falling of many, and you, Mary, a sword shall pierce your heart." In other words, he's prophesying that there will be a moment when the cross will be part and parcel of the family. It's at such moments when the cross is in the family that family members are expected to stick together. In other words, the cross becomes therefore a symbol of holiness for the family. I want to ask you, my brothers and sisters, to again subscribe to this channel, but also share with your friends and relatives so that whenever we upload a new video, you can always be notified. This has been Message of Sunday with me, Father Musolo Ochola CM, a Vincentian priest working in our seminaries. God bless.